Yes, it is finally here. The all-new Kia Sorento facelift. It looks way more American than ever. It seems like they're going down the same route as the Kia Telluride and the Kia EV9. Which brings me down to a very big question. Will it make the legendary Skoda Kodiaq cry? You know what? This car does have potentials for a price of 70,000 euros. I want to start by highlighting the aspects I find to be advantageous for this Kia Sorento. Just look at these door handles. They feel premium, they look premium, and the door sound is average though. Yeah, although Volkswagen Group cars have a nicer sound for the doors, but this is not bad. Just the only problem is, listen to this. Yeah, there's a loud sound. Looking at the interior, you are made to feel like you're sitting in a premium car. Another cool aspect about this Kia Sorento is if you look at the leather seats, they have this white piping to it, just like what you expect on a Range Rover. Take a moment and look at the rear seat passenger side doors. They look amazing. They look very, very premium, especially with this wonderful door handle. Exactly the same as what you get at the front. To fold down the rear seats, you get buttons. And what makes things even better is you get climate control for the third seat passengers. Now over here, you get a 1.6 plug-in hybrid engine. That is wonderful. And also it produces 185 kilowatts. 360-degree parking camera with parking sensors at the front and at the rear. This particular body paint is called Cityscape Green. Now, as part of the facelift, you also get these 6-spoke alloys, and they look absolutely stunning. Although I'm not entirely sure about these calipers. Now I'm going to tell you all about my impression of the exterior and the interior, and compared to the relative model, the Hyundai Santa Fe. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. There was a lot of hype around the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe, and me personally, I was not all too impressed with it. But there's something about this Kia Sorento that seems very beautiful. There's just something good about it. Although, if I'm going to be honest, I prefer the pre-facelift version, because let's take a look at what they did at the front. Quite literally, they tried to make it look American, and I'm not entirely sure I'm a fan of this concept, because the pre-facelift version looked more Kia-ish. It looked more interesting. They definitely had their own identity there, because here it looks as if it's an imitation of something General Motors would usually do. Like from this angle, it looks like GMC. Just put a GMC badge here or above, and you will easily convince everyone that it's a GMC. And towards the rear, this is where things get even better, but at the same time, there are some questions. The rear lights look very interesting, but the very first time I saw them, it had me thinking of something SsangYong once built. I think it was on the Corando. I'm not entirely sure what was their 4x4, but they had interesting rear lights like these. Now the problem with this Kia Sorento is they put the reverse lights all the way down there, and it's going to be difficult for other road users to see. So for example, this is a Kia Stonic, and I'm going to sit behind the driver's seat. It's right behind the Kia Sorento, right? Now if we look carefully, the reverse lights are hidden by the bonnet of this Kia Stonic, and I'm right behind the Kia Sorento, so I won't be able to tell if the Kia Sorento driver decides to reverse. For me, the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe looked like an imitation of what other car manufacturers have come up with, especially for their electric SUVs. But this Kia Sorento is being itself, and it gets even better as we check out the interior. So over here, the interior of the Kia Sorento. I have to say, I absolutely love this interior. Now, a remarkable difference compared to the pre-facelift version, it's very simple. They've kind of gone on the route of the EV models, so like the EV9 or EV6, if you know what I'm saying. Look at how they simplified this interior. It looks good, actually. It's very nice. Electric steering adjustments. You even get steering adjustment that's also electrically adjustable. This is just like a luxury car in disguise. You don't get this from a Volkswagen Group car, especially for 70,000 euros. You'll never get this from Volkswagen and Skoda. It's very rare they'll give you this option. And even Stellantis, guys. This is not only a Volkswagen Group thing. This is also Stellantis these days. And seating memory is right there. The window controls, they look absolutely premium. And speaking of presentation, let's just take a moment and admire the charging port and how organized it is. It is so good. This has to be one of the best I've ever seen. It's great. And as for transmission, you get a swivel wheel right here, which is interesting. And then you get certain controls right here, driving mode and off-road controls right here, as if you will ever go off-roading with this Kia Sorento. And then a little knob right here for your ventilated seats and heated front seats. You even get a heated steering wheel, 2-mode heated steering wheel. So you can have the steering wheel to be hot, or you could have it to be hotter. Wow. Speaking of steering wheel, let's just take a moment and admire it. The thickness is great. It's very nice to hold on to, not too thick, not too thin. I like it. And the size of the steering wheel is appropriate. I think it's one of the best for its segment. And you even get steering pallets. That's great. Although I highly doubt you need pallets for an SUV like this, but why not? I mean, this is great the way they've gone about it. And I really like how the center cocoons you. Now, it can also depend on your seating adjustment, so that's also fine. Now, let's cover practicality as well. So you get 2 cup holders of fixed sizes. It's decent. They hold my bottle in place. And the position of the cup holders, they don't get in the way. This is what I like about it. Now, door bin. The door bin has a bit of a problem. It's smaller than what I've seen in other competitors. Yeah, it's not the best entirely. And for some reason, there's a fuse box thing right there, which had me thinking it was additional storage space. Come on. And then another thing is that you get a fuel cap button, a rear door button, right next to the traction button. Why would you put the traction button right there? Just be careful not to accidentally press that button. Then additional storage space, central console, which is good, with a pocket we can remove. That's very good. One of the biggest central console storage I've ever seen, by the way. Very decent. Now, in the Skoda Kodiaq, you do get more practicality solutions. That's something I can confirm. And another remarkable difference is the infotainment system and the instrument cluster. There was a time the tablet was continuous, but it was completely straight. Now, they've kind of made it a bit driver-centric. So what you have seen in BMW and also in Hyundai Ioniq models. So basically, the infotainment system tilts slightly more towards the driver's side. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this kind of concept, because to be honest, it's something. It was more original of Kia when they had it completely flat, but now it's because it tilts towards the driver. It seems like something generic. And then you get a panoramic sunroof, which is absolutely stunning. But what's not stunning is that you don't get any glasses holder, which has me wondering where to put my glasses if I'm going out with a family. And the door latch is massive, but look at the quality of it. Now it is time to check out the rear seats of the Kia Sorento, and I have to say, well done to the Space, and it is one of the most family-friendly cars you can find, because I get plentiful knee room. I can literally stretch my legs almost. It's like a Maybach or a Bentley Bentayga with a long wheelbase. Then cup holders right here. It feels like a premium car. Oh wait, I forgot to mention knee room, acres of space, headroom. It's amazing. No questions over there, but there's no doubt anyways, even though this has a panoramic sunroof. Handle right here for whenever the ride gets bumpy, although that should not be the case given that this is a family car. Great. Door bin though is the only funny thing, and that's a bit cringy. Although I do get an additional cup holder right here. That is so American, but then that's the same case with the Kia, no, with the Hyundai Santa Fe. Oh my gosh, imagine this Kia Santa Fe. Wonderful tinted rear windows, and you even get a curtain right here for if you want some additional privacy. That's very decent. Now the only thing is, the front get the climate control, the third row seat gets the climate control, but we in the middle don't get the climate control. So we have to pray that the people at the front understand our climate needs. Now, something interesting I just noticed is that you got a 12-volt socket isolated down there, and then there's this piano block that has no purpose whatsoever. I was thinking they would probably use it for additional storage space. And then for some reason, you can adjust the front seat passenger through this. Now, this is a common practice on taxis, which I can understand. Easy to adjust straight away from the driver's seat. Charging port right there and right there. You get backseat pockets that are a bit on the firm side, but then there are flexible nets right here, so you get a double backseat pocket solution. Now we're going to cover the boot space of the Kia Sorento, but a first remark already is the fact that because of its design, the Hyundai Santa Fe has a bit of advantage thanks to its boxy rear design, so therefore the volume above isn't that much, but this is a 7-seater nonetheless. Now when it comes to practicality, I feel like it's uneven with the Skoda Kodiaq, because the Skoda Kodiaq has plentiful solutions here and out. The quality of the points in this Kia Sorento, it's a bit Interesting, because it's just plastic, whereas in the Skoda Kodiaq you get actual proper metallic tether points throughout the Volkswagen Group. So when it comes to quality, the Volkswagen Group are just one step ahead. But when it comes to equipment list, something about this Kia Sorento just seems way ahead of everybody. I mean, look at this 12-volt socket, even buttons to fold down the rear seats, climate control as I mentioned earlier. You even get cup holders on both sides. There is no compromise, everyone, and you even get a charging port. Whoever sits in the third row will feel as if they're sitting in the middle row. This is something you will not experience in the Skoda Kodiaq for some reason. And to make matters even better, the boot lip over here is excellent. You get the plastic and the body paint doesn't stick out very much, so therefore when loading luggages in and out, you won't make contact with the body paint. So here's my conclusion of the Kia Sorento 2024 facelift. For a price of 70,000 euros, will this Kia Sorento make the Skoda Kodiaq cry and its sibling, the Hyundai Santa Fe, jealous? The answer is yes, they will all be jealous. Actually, to be honest, the Skoda Kodiaq is an established player in the EU market, so therefore they're not entirely missing out on much. This Kia Sorento ticks almost every single box I could think of. There was barely anything to complain about except the door bins inside. The door bins at the front and at the back seat were very cringy, if I'm being honest, for a big SUV like this. And that too, putting the reverse lights all the way down was a bit exaggerating. But apart from that, I have only good things to say about this 2024 Kia Sorento. Plug-in hybrid at a price of 70,000 euros, and that too, it's a 7-seater. This is an extremely rare SUV, everyone, because the German competitors love punishing you for playing budget. And I'm not talking about the Volkswagen Group alone. I'm talking about BMW and Mercedes as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. I will see you all next time. Oh my goodness. Can you stop being so loud? This door handle is loud.